Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my new CO2 laser. It's made by Monport, it's 80 watts, and has an integrated water chiller. Now this video is not going to be a full review or anything like that. It's just going to be my first impressions of the machine because I've only had it for a few weeks now. But I will go over a little bit of the unboxing, what I had to do to get it set up, and some of its key features. So I purchased this machine with my own money, but I did reach out to Monport and they gave me a slight discount on the unit in exchange for making a few videos. But all the opinions are my own, and I'm not being paid or anything like that to say anything positive. It's all my own opinions. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so like I said earlier, this isn't going to be a complete unboxing video. If you're looking for something like that, there's tons of videos out there already on YouTube. One thing I do want to highlight though is how I used the actual crate itself to build a ramp in order to roll the laser off of its pallet. It worked like a dream. And here I am opening up the included tool pouch that came with the machine. It's all standard stuff that comes with all these lasers pretty much, but it includes everything you need to get going. Okay, now spinning around the back of the machine like normal, power for both the chiller and the unit. Nothing different there. Exhaust. And right here, which is really cool, is the integrated water chiller. Okay, so this really appealed to me because just for space saving, not needing to have an external chiller next to the unit, and integrating it into the machine, I think is a good idea. It's got a little compressor on it, so it kind of sounds like a mini fridge when it boots up, when it needs to cool down the machine. And it's got the alarms. If it gets too hot, it'll shut off the machine. So all that's already built in. Really neat. Okay, then over here I have my exhaust system. I did find that after using this for a couple days with just the stock exhaust, it was not enough to pump the smoke out of the unit from the machine out the wall. It was getting backed up with smoke in the unit, but ever since I installed this 6-inch fan, it really pulls all the smoke out. And I got kind of a cheaper one. This one I think is made by Ortour. It's similar to the AC Infinity, but a little bit cheaper, and it doesn't put out as much CFM. I think this one's only about like 300 and the AC Infinity is like 450 or something. But since I'm just doing a short run here, about 9 feet, 8 feet out my wall, it works perfect. All right, so I'm not going to go over all the features because there are a lot of videos, full unboxing videos, full setup videos. There's already a lot of videos out there on that, so I don't want to be redundant, but so you can always go check those out. I'll link to a couple of the good ones that I watched personally. Again, this is more of just an overview of the machine, kind of what's a little bit different about it than other units that I've seen during my research, and kind of just my first impressions of how it works. And we'll do a couple light projects and I'll show you how it works. So this laser is pretty similar to, some of the other Chinese class lasers out there on the market, but it does have a couple cool features which I've never seen on any other unit, and I'll show you those later. But it has a 24 by 36-inch bed. It's autofocus, so it has the motorized Z-axis, and it has a touch probe to automatically set the focal length. Let's take a closer look. So inside the unit, again, the bed is 24 by 36, but it has some really nice LED strips already included with the machine. And I've seen in the past videos of people actually having to install these separately as an add-on, and it's really nice that this machine comes with them already. It lights up the work area very well. One thing I do note along the setup process, one of the most important things that you can do, and I learned this the hard way, is to make sure that the mirrors are set up properly. Because if the laser is not firing correctly and hitting all 3 of the mirrors and out the nozzle the way it's supposed to be, it will not work the way it's supposed to, and it's very frustrating. So I highly recommend taking a look at Monport's YouTube channel. They have a really good instructional video on how to align the mirrors. It is not hard. It's a little bit tedious, but not hard at all. And taking 30 minutes or an hour even to go through that step by step and double check it many times, multiple times, will pay off huge. Trust me, because even if you're off just a millimeter or 2 millimeters on where that laser is hitting those mirrors, it will not work properly. So check that video out. It's really good. I'll link to it down in the description. Okay, the first project we're going to do today is just a Monport logo that came preloaded on the machine. So we'll go ahead and frame this, and we will arm the laser and hit start on the controller. So this is going to be printing at 300 millimeters a second at 25% power. That's just the parameters that were loaded onto the file from the factory. So I'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Okay, so that took a couple minutes. Let's get the head out of the way and come in for a little closer look. All right, so pretty clean engraving, pretty deep. Probably could turn the power down a little bit. Again, that was 25%, so probably could go down, but those are just the settings that were loaded on the unit. So pretty nice. Let's see what else we can do. For the next project, we're going to use some 5mm birch plywood. This next file is going to test both engraving and cutting. Again, this is 5mm birch plywood. Speed on the engraving is 400 millimeters a second at 15% power. So I'm very happy with this. The laser cut through like butter and gave me a nice crisp engraving. All I need now is a little finish, and it's ready to display. Next up, we're going to make some coasters. This is 1/4" Baltic birch plywood. Next project is going to be a box for my nativity set that I just made a couple weeks ago. I need somewhere to hold it, so we're going to use that same 5mm plywood, birch plywood, and go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so final thoughts. I know I've only had this unit for a few weeks, but it has not disappointed. It's done everything I've asked it to do, was simple to set up, and it's easy to work with. I still have a lot of testing to do, more projects to tackle, but so far this machine has been great. If you'd like to follow along, please subscribe. I have a lot more projects in the works with this machine. Thanks a lot. See you next time.